morning and welcome to lockdown. Yes, my trips and hikes up to the North Pennines are currently suspended. Although in theory I could do it, I'm not going to chance it, it's not worth it. So, my car's at home and I am just out walking around the local area, which still has some nice surprises. So, without further ado, welcome to Dalton-Le-Dale. Yes, out in my local area on this cold January morning, taking my exercise as my car's at home. My destination today, Hawthorn Dene, which is a nature reserve and site of special scientific interest. Plus, it's possible to get some quite nice images there. Looking forward to it. A bit plodgy, but onwards to Hawthorn. As I come to a quite mundane part of the walk, I have had some people ask how I do this, or am I alone when I do this? The answer is, well, first of all, if I can just spin time, there you go, I am alone. That's not to say that I don't hike alone, but I generally do videos alone. I don't know, I think I'm like most YouTubers, whereas I can talk to a camera fine on their own, but if there's other people watching, you kind of clam up a bit. So, as I go walking through what must be, right, actually it is the middle of a ploughed field. Don't worry, this is a public right of way, so I'm not trespassing or anything. Some people have asked, how do I do these videos? Well, obviously, I've got my little GoPro on the end of a selfie stick, which you have seen occasionally, especially in shadows, on my arm or in the background. For example, Blanchland or Ben McDewey, I think there's one you see it on the ground there. and obviously that's how I do these kind of walkie shots. Now then, obviously there's some where I'm walking towards and away from the camera, and some people might say, well, it's that tripod you got sticking out your back and your rucksack. No, because that one's only used for stills and putting my DSLR on. So how do I manage that one? Well, if I tilt her up a bit and down, you can see the muddy path that I'm trying to follow here, and then if I stop and I come round, there we go. What you don't normally see is the other tripod hanging down my leg. So as I'm walking along, talking about the camera, this thing is on the other side. And then I've come back round, across this muddy field, and then back down. So obviously, get to a point, get the tripod out, set it up, put the GoPro on top of it, walk away from it, walk towards it, and then the same the other side. And that's basically it. So, change from selfie stick to tripod. Finally, the entrance of Hawthorn Dene. Yep, now we're here, it's time to head into the Dene itself. Yew tree. It is a rarity in these parts of England. They don't often grow around these areas. But due to the magnesian limestone that apparently is found in this area, they do quite well. Yep, some of these yew trees are quite a size. Walking under a canopy of yew trees. Something you don't do every day. Time for a bit of ultra wide with deliberate distortion. There are some interesting scenes in here today. It is lovely here, with the stream and the tranquility. Unfortunately, the daylight is short, so I have to keep moving on. And here comes the light. Gotta love a mossy tree. And it's turned into a glorious day. As we leave Hawthorn Dene behind, some people might be saying, why aren't you heading towards Hawthorn Hythe, which is literally just down the bank, and it is glorious down there, but that's subject of another video. As I said earlier, the light is short, I haven't got a lot of it left, and I'm heading somewhere I hope may be quite interesting. I'm hoping after all that plodging through the mud, the light's going to be kind to me and give me a nice ending shot. We shall see. Some people probably noticed that I haven't got my usual rucksack on my back, because basically there was no real need for it today. That's generally when I'm hiking the deep mountains and not the well-laid paths of the local nature reserve. So today I've come out with my wedding rucksack. Yes, I did do a couple of weddings in the past, and it's basically where all my lenses are stored, hence the ultra wide that got used earlier. But it's still going to turn out to be a lovely evening. You may even get a nice sunset. We shall have to wait and see. Yes, welcome to what I like to know as the Avenue. And as we leave Hawthorn behind, it's basically following the route back home now. But on the way, I was doing a bit of Google research and something flashed up and caught my attention. So if I have enough light, I'm now about to go and have a look and see if I can find it. Between the time walking here and the time walking back, I don't think this field's going to have dried out a lot. Time to go plodging in the mud, or as I say in these areas, plodging in the clarts. I am actually doing quite well for time here. I thought the sun would be a bit lower than it is, so hopefully I'll be able to find what I'm looking for. As I come back to the Plantation Crow Wood, to an area known locally as Stoney Cut, or fondly as the Yellow Brick Road. What it is, basically, it's an old rope incline railway bed where there used to, trucks from the coal mines used to, under gravity, roll downhill towards the local port. Obviously it's no longer used, but the track bed's still used. And there's something of interest down here. So, let's go and have a look. The old Yellow Brick Road, as it's known. I did actually have the pleasure, like I say, of once actually watching this work in operation. And it was quite weird. I believe what I'm standing on now is one of the transfer stations, where obviously the empty ones would be waiting and it's swapped over to the full ones, and this is where the ropes were changed before the next one headed down. It is weird to think about coal wagons just basically running downhill, but at the same time doing a bit of work. Fascinating stuff. What we have here is a site of special scientific interest, which I didn't even know about. And what we have is we've got a layer of base rock basically, and I think there's a layer of fossilized coral above it from the late Permian period, apparently, which is getting on towards the time of the dinosaurs. And I didn't even know it was here. And as this hike comes to an end and darkness draws in, it's been a wet, squelchy, squishy one. But it's been a good one nevertheless. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed this video, or indeed any of the videos that I've put up, please do click on that like button and click on that subscribe button, and you'll get immediate notification of when a video next goes up. And if you have any comments, positive, negative, please do jot them down in the comment section. It really does help my channel. So, whether you've enjoyed the Plantation, Hawthorn, the tree-lined avenue, or simply the journey, do not forget, everything you've watched, everything you've seen, this is nature.